You've been a fan, you've been a Trekkie since you were a kid. Describe what it was like for you to go to that convention and why you've become involved in many different Star Trek projects throughout your career.
Well, you know, when we were kids, it was different than for you youngsters. It turns out we couldn't actually watch things when we wanted to, so we would watch them on WPIX Channel 11 here in New York, which is where I grew up. And you know, at 7 o'clock every night, you would watch Star Trek, and there was a promise, uniquely delivered at that particular moment in time, of a world that was wildly inclusive and full of imagination and full of possibility. And it hooked us. And I, at 14, my mother somehow decided it would be okay to let 3 of us go and smoke our body weight in pot in a hotel room.
With your mother?
No, my mother didn't. Can you give me 1 second? No, Heather, my mother wasn't there. It's confusing on our show. What Star Trek, what that convention was sort of the beginning of this phenomenon that has now spanned the globe. The programs were hand typed. It included, you know, David Gerald and DC Fontana, and you know, some of the sort of the original cast of characters, literally and figuratively. And it was a time where you could see the 35mm prints, which you could never see. You could see the real palette. Not the palette that was available on television. It felt like you were part of something very, very, very special. And for me, that opportunity stuck in my heart as being not other. I was, like you, not the kid who was particularly welcomed in most environments, but in that environment I was welcomed. That's sort of what's happened over time. And so I think we're all, what you see before you is a bunch of odd kids. You know, a bunch of kids who didn't necessarily get invited to the party, but God knows we tried.
Yeah.
And some of us
Might have been something to do with being incredibly stoned the whole time.
So this is our chance to be part of the party and part of hosting it, and part of being inclusive. I haven't really been part of much Star Trek. I mean, I sort of talked my way into Alex and JJ's previous movies, literally just to be in it so I could wear ears. But this is the chance to be amongst friends and make something that we love, and it's unbelievably delightful.